So we're talking about what makes effective leaders effective. And we've talked about how leaders describe the future and compellingly communicate a vision to the group, which is currently over here in present reality, and how leaders also, describing the future and where we need to go, then describe and explain and create a strategy that's going to get us there. It's going to take us from present reality with our strategy to reach the future vision. In this video, I want to talk about delegation. By definition, I think leadership is about making things happen that we can't do by ourselves. Things that take more people, more resources than we could do on our own. And so, by definition, leadership involves delegation, requires delegation to get the job done. So, really what's going on with delegation is that the leader or the team is looking at the strategy and they're breaking it down into activities. So let's say they break this into some different slices and they say we have some sales activities and we have some let's say research and development activities, we have some financing activities, and we have some manufacturing activities. And in order for our strategy to succeed and get us from present reality to this future vision, we have to successfully execute each of these activities. And the leader or the team is going to assess who is on the team and attempt to make wise decisions about which team member will be responsible for each activity. So we're going to have these different team members and they're going to be assigned to different positions. So the leader is going to say, Sam, you're the guy with the sales skills. You're going to be responsible for these sales activities and for making them happen, and so forth, assigning different members of the team to different positions. There's a few skills and abilities that a leader needs to do this effectively. So skills, let's see, where do I have room for my skills? First skill is to perceive individual differences. Not everybody on the team is the same. I would say in my organizations, most of us would be very ineffective at most of the other job descriptions in the organization, that you have to match up the right individual to the right spot, and that means having an awareness of what's different between each person. Sam's good for sales, doesn't know anything about manufacturing. If you flip those two, it's not going to work. So perceive individual differences. Then to trust. And this really depends on the first step, that the leader has to select people who he perceives are competent to fill those roles. And if he really believes that, then he's got to trust. He's got to hand over this activity and say, I as a leader am not going to be responsible for sales. Sam, you're doing sales, and I'm going to trust you to cover it. Then the leader has to communicate clear expectations. Each person needs to know exactly what they're responsible for and when, and what's their part and what's not their part. This is delegation. We could talk about it for a whole series of its own videos, and we'll probably do that at some point. Crucial part of leadership, often a challenge, but absolutely necessary to make big things happen.